Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fourth episode of Vibe with the Artist. I am so excited to be here, and I'm sure you are. All right, for this episode, the topic is the muse within, finding inspiration in everyday life. So, either you are an artist, an art lover, you are in the right place. And this episode is going to be exciting as we dive into so many interesting questions that our guest artist is going to be answering, and so many packed knowledge we're going to receive this evening. So sit back, relax as I add her guest artist. I'm going to accept her into. She's going to join us soon. Yeah. So yeah. Hello, Pamela.
Hi, Big Mo.
It's so nice to have you here. I am super excited.
I'm excited too. It's nice to have you have me.
So how's your weekend been?
You don't want to know about it. This art journey, you waka, you go places.
So it is a whole lot of excitement, adventure, and all of that.
It's a whole lot of excitement, a whole lot of exploration, a whole lot of questions asking, story gathering. It doesn't really end. We just have to just keep on searching. The search doesn't stop. I've been to several villages over this weekend. I've been to Munede, I've been to Buluku. I'm in my village right now, all asking questions in search for knowledge.
That's
That's
amazing.
a journey. It's a beautiful journey. To be an
Yeah,
artist, to have this leverage, to have the ability to create and everything is beautiful. It's time consuming. It's energy draining, but it's satisfactory.
yeah, that's amazing. All right. So it's so nice having you here, and I have a lot of list of questions to ask you, and I'm sure we're in the right place. All right. I'm a bit nervous, so don't
No way,
mind.
I'm nervous too now. That's how we start. We keep on doing and we get better. I'm really proud of you. I know I've not told you before, but I've seen your work. I've gone through your page. I see you push. I see your tenacity. Before I got on this live, I was telling my friend that this babe, Big Mo, her energy, the way she keeps going. And I was telling her that this Big Mo is a very small girl. Oh. Big Mo is a very small girl. But her energy is really Big Mo-ish. So well done. Don't be nervous.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so
You're
much. So we'll be
welcome.
going right into the questions for tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. And for the first question, what are some everyday moments that consistently inspire you creatively? Creatively, sorry.
I mean, I'm very inspired by people, and as far as you leave your house, you get to meet people every day. So you see their expressions, their stories, their lifestyle. Everything inspires me. Everywhere I go, people will always ask me, "What do you enjoy about this place?" And the first thing I say is the people, because I don't know if other people have the same experience. Wherever I go, I just tend to attract very genuine, good, lovely vibes, energetic people, and it's always an experience for me having to experience a whole person, and that's really what inspires my art. People's personalities, people's stories, people's lifestyle. Yeah,
That's amazing. That's
that's
amazing. So, like you being interacting with people, it just like level up your creativity.
yes.
Somewhat.
When you interact with people, you begin to like gain more knowledge. You begin to gain more insights, especially when you interact with intelligent people. That's why I tell people beware with who you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with negative people, it will influence you the negative way. So now I feel like with meeting people, you have to be intentional about yourself. So it's energy that you attract. Do you understand?
Yeah,
I can't see your face anymore. Okay, you're back.
Yeah.
The energy you give, you attract, and when you've worked on yourself as a person, when you get into a space, you begin to attract people with good energy. That's the way I attracted you when we met. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's amazing. Yeah. Do you have any daily rituals or habits that spark new ideas for your works?
Oh, there's something that happens to me that I find very funny. It's not a ritual. Okay, I love to sleep a lot in the morning. I'm more creative at night. So I don't know how it happens. Subconsciously, once it's 3, 4 a.m., I'm up. And that's when the ideas keep on running into my head. So it's not like a ritual. It's just something that happens subconsciously because I really want to be sleeping by 3. But I'll just wake up. I won't be able to sleep anymore. And I just keep on coming. What I now do when these ideas start coming is I have a book. My book beside every bed I sleep in. This is my bed in the village. There's a book beside it. My bed in Lagos. There's a book beside it. Because as it comes, I don't want to type it. Typing it doesn't feel when I type it, it doesn't do as much as when I write it. When I
I
take a pen
understand.
and
Yeah.
write that idea down. And when I just write, you see a lot of things in my book. And I begin to go back during like my spare time and begin to pick. I create, pick, create, pick, create, pick, create. And there's another thing I do after the whole year. I go back to that book and read from the beginning and start picking the ones I have done, the ones I have not done. So especially for me, a creative that wears many hats. So I model, I'm an artist, I'm a fashion designer, I'm also a pharmacist. So things like that.
Wow.
I have to marry all my ideas in that book and I really want to execute it. And one thing, I don't have a favorite out of everyone. So if you tell me to do one
I
and
can relate.
I would have a problem with you. So this thing you do, talking to artists, too, I have a YouTube channel where I visit artist studio. So I understand your passion. That's why I'm excited to see you. Do you get? So yeah,
Yeah.
a daily ritual. I don't know if to call it a ritual, but I wake up early. After all my writing, after all my brainstorming, I sleep. I wake up, I go about my daily work. I wake up late. I feel like that's a bad habit I have to stop. But why I realized why I'm not thinking too much about me waking up late is that I've noticed that when I have important things to do, I wake up early. So I don't want to beat myself up. So another thing that happens is when I'm awake and there's the social media, I'm distracted. I'm online. I'm laughing at all the TikTok videos and everything. But I notice that when my phone goes off, when my phone goes up. That's why I allow my battery to die. You know these people that there'll be lights and I will not charge my phone. I'm that person. I'll allow my battery to die. When my battery dies, I'm stuck with the pen and the paper. I go back to having my ideas, I go back to writing. And other days, my ritual is executing those ideas. So it's pretty much thinking, executing, thinking on some days, executing on some days. That's why I try to tell people, especially when you're living with your parents, parents will not understand that you have to stay in your house to think.
Okay. I guess you're having a little network issues. Okay, you're back.
Eh, I'm back. Wherever I stop, we can pick it up. What I was saying is creative need
I really,
um
I heard everything you said.
yeah,
I
so
heard
exactly.
everything you said, and
They
that's really
think
interesting.
yeah, they
And I can actually
think you're just
relate to some of your stories too.
yes. Your parents will think you're just in your room and doing nothing, but they don't understand that you're thinking. There's a lot of mental work that goes into creativity. So
Yeah,
your parents allow your children to just be at home on their own. I mean, not like that get to where you're just on your own and people will be scared that you're depressed, but just a certain level, allow the child to think about their creative thoughts and allow them days to execute. So that's my ritual.
yeah, that's amazing. That's so amazing. Can you share a specific moment from a normal day that turned into a piece of art or inspired the project?
Specific moment from a normal day. I have plenty days. So let me pick
Yeah,
one.
share.
Specific moment. Normal day.
Okay, if
From
it's not a normal day, if it's an extraordinary day, I don't know, something that just sparked creativity.
okay, let me tell you about my current project. My current project it's called the Aquacha series.
I didn't get that.
It's called the Aquacha series.
Aquacha.
The,
I don't know if I got it right.
yes, Aquacha. Aquacha means
Aquacha.
yes,
Okay.
aqua. Are you Igbo? Oh
Aqua.
yeah. Aqua means flow.
Aqua.
Ocha
Okay.
means white.
Ocha.
And that's what I'm wearing right now.
Wow,
This is
that's
Aqua.
amazing. Oh, we call
Let me
it
stand up for you.
what's it called here in I'm trying to remember what Yoruba call it. Uh
I mean,
if
different
I
pattern.
remember,
You
that's
guys will call
okay. Something like that.
yes. So let me see if I can show off my
Yeah, I
app.
can see it. It's beautiful.
Okay. So this is it.
Oh, I guess I
Yes.
saw something like this in one of your exhibitions where you wore
Yes.
it with a black gown. I guess in network, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Well, it's not you. I mean, I'm glad we're doing this because I was almost canceling. I was like, I'm in my village. Network is going to be bad. But I
We
mean,
do it anyways. We do it anyways.
so so a particular day in 2023, I visited artist, a very big artist in Nigeria, Victor A. Kameno. So it was like a mentor of mine that took me to him, Mr. Pepper. And he saw my art, he saw my works, and he just said one thing to me. The only advice he had for me was go back to your roots. So his art, his own art was very rooted in culture, the unique culture. He had a story of how he uses rosaries to make portraits of the Oba of Benin, portraits of the chiefs and everything. He had that story because he went to a Catholic school and he had like a traditionalist background and everything. So when he told me go back to your roots, I was like, my roots, what was in my roots? So it took me 2 years to now understand what was in my roots. And when my eyes finally, so you see, it was just that one day that made my eyes open. Well, I mean, my eyes didn't open to immediately. My eyes opened 2 years later. So he told me this in 2020, and the art that word he told me inspired came up. I produced it in 2025. And another thing that sparked my reasoning. So when I now came to my village during the Christmas, so it's something we do every year. Christmas, we're back to the village. You know how evil people roll. So I come from Delta State to Dumojuboko.
Yeah.
Boko is the vibe, is lit here. And I come this Christmas and I'm seeing how communal we are, how we go from party to party, how we relate, how we support each other. and I'm seeing our rich culture, I'm seeing our farming, I'm seeing our stories. And one thing I tell you, that thing I told you about people, you begin to talk to people and they begin to give you their stories. So
Mm.
that is what inspired my last project. Every
Wow.
artwork of mine, six of them in my collection, is inspired by real life stories of my people. We have stories of
Wow.
Iwe Benoit, a woman who got married to three brothers. If I give it, I mean, she got married to three brothers, they all died. So the first one inherited her after he died. The second one inherited her. The third one inherited her. So
Wow.
things like that. So I begin to tell stories of resilience. Do you understand? My network. Are you back?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
So
you.
a story like that just makes you think back about how resilient a woman is, and I also got to find out our culture of when your husband dies, you have to be isolated for 3 lunar months, and you come out, you start screaming your husband's name to show how devoted you are to your husband, and that's what Iwe Benoit went through 3 times. So this story screams resilience. It screams no matter what Iwe Benoit went through, all her ordeals, she was still able to be a great mother because Iwe Benoit's story was told to me by my father, but it was in a book. Iwe Benoit's son, he came from my last exhibition now. Diokwa Felix Bani. He wrote a book
Wow.
about our culture as a whole and about his mother. So it was in a conversation with my father, me asking about my culture. My father now told me there's a book. Take this book. I read the book and I'm inspired. But then I'm
Wow. That's amazing.
just with my neighbors and everything because in the village I have a very great artist. I have a living legend as my neighbor in the village, Demas Woko. I'm having a conversation with the children and they're giving me his stories. You understand? I'm having a conversation. My father is a very great part of my art journey because he's my favorite storyteller. He tells me a story that Demas Woko had told him on his 99th birthday on how when he started losing his sight, he took it as the greatest gift from God because he's no longer distracted by the things of the world, and he now focuses on the things in his mind, which is like a greater way of saying. And funny enough, today, just before our conversation, I was in Dimas Woko's house. I was interviewing him because I have my own show on YouTube, and he told me that yeah, he's glad that he loses his sight because he has not lost his sight completely. Completely, he can still see, but he chooses not to waste his time seeing the things of the world because the things we are doing in Nigeria now is just chaotic. Especially he's an architect. Especially the buildings in Lagos, the way everything is congested and everything, nothing screams our culture. We're all trying to copy the European, the Western world and everything. So it's annoying to see, but it's also a movement that we're beginning to start. We're beginning to tell people, just as Victoria Kameno told me, and just as I'm doing right now, go back to your roots. We're beginning to tell people the ways of the ancestors, they were right before they came and told us that our religion is false. They told us our ways were false, the world we're eating was wrong and everything.
Yeah.
To start that movement, let us all go back to how things were done. They were more sustainable, they were healthier, they
Yeah.
were better, they were easier.
Thank you so much for this insightful answer. I really learned a lot. All right. Do you think your lifestyle is a reflection of your art or the other way around?
Uh, my lifestyle is a reflection of art. So funny, I started art in 2023.
2023?
Yeah.
That's when
And
you started art.
yeah,
Like
I mean,
proper. Wow.
wow, um, art talent, right? But I didn't use it. But I mean, in my secondary school, they knew I was creative, so I graduated with awards like most creative students, all these kind of things.
Yeah.
But I wasn't doing art paints at that time. I started painting when I was a beauty queen. So when you're competing in beauty pageants, there's a section for talent show. Do you get? So anytime
Mm.
I showcase our talents, I remember that I'm an artist and I would paint on stage. Everybody would
Yeah,
go.
that's the artist power.
And after painting on stage, I'm done. So my first pageant was my first national pageant. I'd done a lot of pageants in school and secondary and university. My first national pageant was Most Beautiful Girl in Nigeria 2019. So when I did that, I painted on stage. After that, I did not paint again until I did Miss Eva in 2022. I painted on stage. After that, everybody was wowed by it, saying, "Wow, you're so talented." But I did not paint again. So you see, I have just one painting from 2019, one from 2022. But as at
Wow.
2020, I started having a body of work. I started creating consistently, and that was what I took to Victor, and he helped me direct my art back to my roots.
Yeah.
So when you start art and when you discover yourself as an artist, so when you're an artist, you're searching for stories, you're now beginning to search deep for inspiration. As you're discovering, yes, as you're getting inspiration, you're discovering yourself. So if you look at my appearance from 2023 backwards to 2024 forward, you will see that a lot has changed. My aesthetics have changed. I now represent African culture. Do you understand? I'm now more of myself. I now do things I'm now more comfortable with and not what is inspired by the things of the world. Do you understand? So
Yeah, I
yeah.
do.
So that's it. So I mean, it's
Amazing.
ways
Amazing.
art will influence you. You will influence art. Your style will change. You know, when we go for an artist event, you see the addressing is different.
Uh, all right. What do you what do you do when you feel uninspired or creatively stuck?
I go to bed. I sleep. I sleep. When I wake up, I'm still uninspired. Oh my brother, Gozi, oh brother, that one in my hand. Eh? I'll see go see. I don't know. See, I'm so excited. But my brother is a very great speaker, and he'll talk to me. I call all my brothers. All my brothers are artists, so they're easy to talk to.
Wow.
I
That's
mean,
interesting.
creatives need creatives. So I'm just fortunate to be born into a creative family that when I complain, they can just like ginger me back. I have a lot of creative friends. I mean, as an artist, you should be intentional with your friendships. You should have a lot of creative friends that send you updates. That's a very important thing to have. So, if my brother is not giving me the right inspiration I need, I remember when I complained to my last brother, Ebube, he would just tell me, "Who's on break?" Then they will recount how many things I've done and said and say, just relax. Because there's sometimes, you know how we think we've not done enough, we want to do more. But there's sometimes you really just need to relax. You just need to sleep. That takes you back to my first answer. Sleep is very important. You need to relax. But still have creative friends. Have conversations with your friend. They will ginger you. I mean, just keep. Sometimes you can go out, do other things. Inspiration, when inspiration decides to come, it's going to be like overflowing, and that takes
Yeah.
you back to what I said. When you're having that moment of overflowing ideas, write them down so that you don't forget.
True. And most times creative inspiration comes from when you are like when you least expect it. That's when inspiration comes. Like when you least expect it, when you're not even like overthinking it, when you are just out of the blues, it just comes.
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
All right. So for the last part, what is something you like to tell someone who is struggling to find inspiration in their everyday life?
I'll tell you what they told me. Go back to your roots. African art needs to look
Go
African.
back to your room. Sorry, I had to like mute the mic like at interval because like my environment's kind of noisy
Okay.
at some point. All right. So the advice is go back to your room. That's where you find the
Not your room, your roots, your roots, roots,
your
your
roots. Jesus,
yes.
I'm thinking you said room. So I was always thinking that oh maybe the room is just the silent place where you can you can be at your calmest.
Your, your
Your
foundation,
root.
your foundation. You
I
need to
now
be
really
strong.
understand where all your
Where
answers have been coming
from?
from. Oh,
Yes, yes.
amazing, amazing. I'm so sorry, I didn't really
No,
get
no, no.
it. Oh,
Probably my pronunciation, but I'm
yeah,
glad that you get.
so go back to your roots. Wow, this is like I really gained something now. Go back to your roots. Like your root doesn't even have to be like your cultural background. It could be like where you grew up from, the environment you grew up from. It could be the schools you went to, it could spark something. Yeah.
I'm so happy that you get it. You understand. In fact, my job here on this life is done.
It's
You
done.
understand. Because I like how you explain it now, because when people hear your roots and see me doing something cultural, they will think, oh, I need to.
Yeah.
You just go back to where you're from. It might be your
Mm,
second, it might be
yeah.
anything, or something that is from within you, something that is personal to you, something that you're
Yeah.
connected with. Because in
Yeah.
art, you need to see your soul in it. You have to put your soul into your work for you to make a masterpiece.
Amazing. So let's do something fun, yeah? All right. It's like a quick game. So I'm just going to say something. I'll say something random from everyday life, and then you tell me what kind of art it could inspire. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just just anything that comes to mind. All right. So should I start?
start to
All
start.
right. So, okay, a marketplace. What kind of art will that inspire?
I mean, I'm already thinking of an artist work already. He has the marketplace scene, so landscape.
All right. An infant. What kind of art will that inspire?
An infant.
Yeah.
Ah, an infant. When I see an infant, I'm seeing the mother too. So something that represents mother.
Motherhood.
Yes.
Mm, great. A crowded place, like a crowded bus. I mean, a crowded bus. What would that inspire? What kind of art would that inspire?
I'm just imagining the Lagos bus scene.
How
Danfo.
chaotic it can be. All right. It's still water.
It's still water.
Yeah.
Well, take me back to the picture of the stream behind my house. Water is still. So yeah, that's view.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. All right, so we'll come to the end of this, yeah, of this podcast. Yeah, it's really amazing from the questions to your response. Yeah, it was so much fun for me, and I was able to learn. Go back to your roots. I won't forget that. All right. So we've come to the end. Thank you so much, Pamela, for deciding to do this with me. It's such an honor. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're most welcome. I'm honored to be here too.
Amazing, amazing. All right, so we've come to an end. We actually spent 30 minutes. That's the fastest I've ever had, and that's amazing. Yeah. Okay. All
All right.
right. So I don't have so much to say anymore. So
All right.
um all right.
Bye.
All right, bye.